How y'all doing? I'm Paul Ryan, your host of the Across the Cowboys podcast. If you're new to the show, thank you for joining us. And to our regular listeners, welcome back. With me, as always, is my co-host, the greatest co-host in the world, Mike The Pig Crum. Mike, how are you?
Doing good, my friend. Doing good. Arguing with people online about Dak rankings and this and that. Get prep. That's basically show prep. So just prepping for the show the last 2 hours.
Oh, arguing with people on Twitter, Mike. Those are the good old days, sir.
No, I try not to do it too much.
Yeah.
But every once in a while, I'm like, come on. There's just common sense stuff that I'm like, ugh.
You let him gaslight you, Mike.
Yeah. It didn't feel like trolling until I saw his list of quarterbacks better than Dak, but
yeah.
Check it out at CD Piglet. That's where you'll find me. You can see me arguing with a Philly fan.
Mike, again, what's that Twitter handle, sir?
At CD Piglet. Nice and easy.
Guys, I'm Paul Ryan. You can find me on Twitter at Paul_Ryan15. Well, here we are with season 3 of our series, Cowboys Beef, a series where Mike and I bring on fans of the Cowboys to discuss what it's like being a Cowboys fan, season expectations, and everything in between. Our guest tonight is not to be mistaken for an Eagles fan. He's making his first ever podcast appearance. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Brenden Smith to the show. Brenden, how are you?
I'm doing great. Thank y'all so much for having me on.
Yes, sir. Awesome. Brenden, where can we find you on Twitter, sir?
You can find me at Brenden_Smith26.
Well, okay, Brenden, let's go ahead and get after it, man. I'm curious, how long have you been a Cowboys fan?
I've been a Cowboy fan, so that you can basically say for all my life, 20 years, but I've been mainly focusing on the league itself and Cowboys since 2015. I've been really focusing on minute details and stuff since then.
Yeah.
So you went from the old fandom to okay, now I got to break this down so I can get on. Yeah, that's fun. Man.
It makes it so much more fun to watch.
Well, this is going to be interesting because you're half my age, so you may not have the options I had. Who's your all-time favorite Cowboys player?
It's easy. Jason Witten, by far.
Oh, wow.
All right.
Jason Witten. But I have two, because one player got me into actually playing football, and that's Sean Lee, the general. That man flew around the field. I loved watching him. I got a signed jersey of him over here.
I see the door said you've got the Sean Lee. That's nice, man. I always thought Sean Lee might one day become part of the coaching staff. I'm surprised he's not.
He disappeared. He's gone.
Yeah.
He's completely off the face of the earth.
He's probably grinding film somewhere of his old tape somewhere in a dark room.
Probably.
Yeah, I'm curious. We're talking about your all-time favorite Cowboys player. Who's your current favorite?
That's tough. It all honestly all depends on who I'm angry at right now. But no, it's easy. It's easy, Micah, and honestly more D-Law, just because I haven't watched D-Law forever, and he's just an animal.
Oh, I like that, man.
It's an animal.
Underappreciated D-Law, man, the last couple of years.
He does everything. Like everyone said, Tyrone Crawford does the dirty work. DeMarcus Lawrence was right there with him. No one talks about it, but he's the best in the run game, and he sets the edge. You can't ask anything else of him.
Yeah.
I love Tank, man. This one jersey I missed out on. I should have got Tank a long time ago.
Yeah, that's true.
Just like how the Cowboys should have paid him earlier.
Yeah. Leave it
Cowboys
to Jerry and Steven.
Cowboys Beef. So you believe this is the best offseason in the Dak era since 2016?
Easy. They actually improved the roster, not just by the draft. So easy. I actually saw them trade for players that, guess what? We usually trade for, oh man, he was a first round pick. He kind of sucks now, but we'll fix him. We'll always fix him. We never do. But we'll fix him. But they actually traded for a former defensive player of the year and a multi-thousand-yard receiver to go with Dak. That's crazy. And they re-signed players like Donovan Wilson, which they never cared about safeties, and they even brought Leighton Vander Esch back and Jonathan Hankins. They don't bring their own back either. So it's pretty crazy.
You mentioned the draft and free agency, Brenden. I'm curious. Do you think Dallas did better in free agency, or did you think they had a better draft class?
Oh, that's such a good question. Honestly, right now, I think for right now, they did better in free agency because of the trades. They got the one tech Mozzie. I love Mozzie. I think Gilmore and Cooks are going to break out this offense and defense. Mozzie will help, but they're going to pop off.
Would you have kept Kellen Moore, or were you happy letting him go?
Oh, I was so happy letting him go. His game plans annoyed me so much. He would do this super crazy, intricate play. I'm like, well, now you're getting too cute. Then you just throw a stop route. I'm like, you have Noah Brown at your 2 who gets no separation. So why are you trying to do a stop route? You need to get some motion and you need to get someone open for Dak instead of him just having to throw 2 yards, 5 yards. So, no, I'm so happy Kellen's gone. Wish him the best, but RIP Justin Herbert.
Pre-roll, we were talking about the Cowboys offense and how, Mike's excited about running the ball more and that we might not put up a lot of points. Do you think Cowboys Nation should be worried about the Dallas' offense in 2023?
Well, no, if they're running the ball more, that means the defense is off the field more. The defense is going to be our strong suit this year, like how they were last year, but they're going to be our strong suit this year. So if we can keep Micah healthy and fresh, we can keep all these D-line fresh mainly, Dan Quinn's going to have a field day with whoever we play. I don't care who we're facing.
Yeah, good point.
Which guy makes a bigger impact this season? The trade for Gilmore or the trade for Cooks?
Oh, Cooks. Cooks by far. He has the speed that Dallas has never had. Don't say Tavon Austin. Don't anyone say Tavon Austin. Don't you do it. Don't you do it. But no, he has actual speed to get downfield. The safeties can't have to actually back off, so they can't be loading the box for the runs when they run a lot. Or they can finally not have to double team CeeDee Lamb because guess what? Are you going to let Cooks go vertical on you? Or are you going to try to get CeeDee Lamb in the slot? What are you going to do? Gilmore's going to do great. I love Gilmore, but the defensive line will have more fun than he will.
So when you look at these, second-year players, looking at the defense, guys like Sam Williams and Deron Blandon and Damone Clark, who do you think will take a significant 2-year leap?
I think it's going to be Sam Williams, but I want Damone Clark so bad just to have a breakout season. Imagine this defensive line with 2018 Leighton and Jalen Smith. Flying to the ball, hitting the holes. Dude. You ain't doing nothing against that.
I honestly felt like everyone that I asked that was going to say Sam Williams, and I was all Damone Clark. I'm like, if we don't have to worry about linebacker behind Leighton Vander Esch, who's played great, but it's still a hit away from being gone. If we have that sewed up, my Lord.
If you think about it, they're wanting Jabril Cox to be what Damone Clark is, but I love Jabril Cox. I don't think he's going to do anything. He might do something on special teams. But like you said, Leighton was doing better, but Leighton's now hitting holes, but he's not sprinting to the hole like he used to. Like he used to just fly in there, throw his body, and just knock a dude out. Right now, you see him timid, and then he shoots. I think Damone Clark will just go right for the gap.
Yeah, Damone Clark's a different animal size-wise than Jabril Cox too, so he can play that Vander Esch in the middle role. He has that level of size and speed.
Jabril Cox is only known for knocking Daniel Jones out for a play. That's the only thing Jabril Cox is known for.
That's
quite a play to make, though.
It was crazy, but I think Jalen Smith could have also made that play.
Yeah, I hope Jabril Cox is a good player. I need Damone Clark to be a good player. That's
completely agree. And Overshown too.
Don't even get me. We can't even get started on Overshown. My real guy, the position, Mozzie Smith. Before the draft, I said he could. Before we drafted him, I said he could be the best defensive player in the draft. I had a 3rd-round grade on him, barely 2nd to 3rd, but I thought he could be he has that kind of potential. Okay. Apologize. Don't give me up. Stop it, Brenden.
I'm good at it, man. I'm good at it.
Second, same question, but let's flip to the offense. The 2nd-year leap. You want Tyler Smith, the big boy? You want Tolbert, the wide receiver who didn't do much but could mix in? Or Fergie to be the tight end?
Fergie won me over on Thanksgiving. With that hurdle, he won me. I think Tyler Smith probably will. It's kind of like I feel like with Sam Williams probably going to have the best jump on defense. Tyler probably will. Dude, Fergie, I think he's something. I think Schoonmaker will probably win the job towards the end of the season, whatever. He's a higher pick. But, dude, Ferguson's athletic. He actually gets a pretty good release, unlike Dalton Schultz, and will actually go out of bounds when need to, unlike Dalton Schultz. So, I love Fergie. I love him so much.
Killing Dalton Schultz and his dude. Dalton Schultz already lost money in the offseason.
Oh, no, is he going to block me? Is he going to block me? No.
I follow him on Instagram, which is hilarious. The only reason I didn't unfollow him is because he blocked me on Twitter. And so I'm just going to leave him on Instagram just for the funny of it.
I have not been blocked by Dalton Schultz, but I probably haven't been as harsh on him as most people on Twitter. But I feel like, it's a badge of honor to get blocked by Dalton.
You'll see this and then I'll be gone. But, oh no, have fun in Houston.
Yeah. Okay, so we've got some important contracts coming up, Brenden. We're looking at, Dak, CeeDee Lamb. We heard the rumor last week. And then, of course, Trayvon Diggs. Of those three, who do you think we should extend first?
Honestly, I think Lamb. I think that market's going to shoot up even more than what it is with Jamar Chase going to get the bag. I can't really think of who else is already on extension. Jefferson. Oh, I swear he got paid. Oh, no, dude. Oh, crap. I think with Dak, you have loyalty, so don't botch it again. But he'll be fine. Diggs, I know we needed corners who can actually go for the ball. He's a lot more replaceable than Lamb. If we lose Lamb last year, the offense does nothing. Even with Dak, this offense does nothing. Gallup's out, so then you just have Tolbert, Turpin, and Simi Fehoko. So that's nothing. So it'll be a lot harder to replace Lamb. And also, he wears 88, so kind of need to keep him for the long term.
Yeah, that's that. I just want that to get done, so it's like, okay, we got one done. I have a feeling Oxnard. Jerry have the press conference, everything. I think Oxnard, Lamb gets done. Do it here in California.
Slater keeps talking about it.
It needs to get done. Okay, now the hard question, which you kind of answered in there, but let's talk it out. If you had to lose one of those three, what's the one?
It's got to be Diggs. You can't lose a top 10 quarterback. You can't. CeeDee Lamb is an upcoming receiver. You can even argue for top 10 with his talent. After the Green Bay game, he's popped off. But I love Diggs. He does so many things. I've never seen an interception really before. And then he's finally getting turnovers. So, I've never seen that. Byron Jones was fun, but you either get burnt or just nothing said about him. So, but it's got to be Diggs. It hurts. Wow. It pains me to say that, but it's got to be Diggs.
I agree. We have more with Izzy and Bland, and Scott, and even Joseph. I truly believe that if for some reason Joseph had to play 5 games out there, he's just too talented not to at least show some stuff, to show something. So they have enough talent. We all want to pay Diggs. We all want to pay him. But if you had to lose one of the three, yeah, of course, it's Diggs.
You think Joseph, though? He's going to get in his head. He'll give you one good breakup, and then he's getting beat for 50.
I don't want him out there, but he's talent. I'm taking Izzy first. I'm trying Scott first. I got Bland. I got Gilmore. But I would put him over Nahshon Wright. I don't like how Nahshon Wright moves. So I would put him out there just on his physical ability and hope that Dan Quinn could be like, listen, this is it. This is your shot. Show him. Earn a spot in this league.
I don't think.
Not that he's earned it, but I feel like if Dallas said, okay, man, we're going to give you the chance, and he had a full offseason of starter reps, I think he'd surprise a lot of people.
Do you think that even though he had every opportunity last year to win the number 2 job after Anthony Brown went down, do you think so? Even
I don't know if
after
he had
that?
every opportunity. I mean, there was still a lot of off-the-field distractions and stuff.
That's what I was going to say. My issue with it is I don't know how you focus with all that shit going on. So I think at the time that he did have his shot, before they got an eye on, oh, look what Izzy can do. Oh, look what Deron Bland can do. I don't think he was there. I don't see how you could be like you. I don't want to get into his off the field stuff, but he, that was like crazy situation. Like you could be in jail for a long time type stuff. And so, I just don't know I can be focused. Now, you make me bet, I would bet that he just doesn't have it here, it seems. That's what it seems like. But physically he has it. And we have the coaches I believe in. So I think if there was like, look, we're stuck with this guy the next 5 games. It just is what it is. He's got to play. I think by the end of the 5 games, he'd have figured up enough to where his talent made him look like a playable starting corner.
I don't know. I just think with bringing in Xavier Rhodes and Trayvon Mullen, it does give you PTSD to 2020. It's like, dude, we got to stop something. Please, dude, like, here, go do something, please. And he still didn't. He was getting penalties on special teams. Like, dude, you're a gunner. That's all you do.
It's fair. It's fair. I can't really argue with you there. He has enough talent that he should have already made a mark by this point.
I completely agree. He's a 2nd-round pick, man. I want him to succeed. I don't want to waste a 2nd-round pick. Like, he just can't do it. It just hurts.
Yeah. So we've talked about the improvements that Dallas made this offseason via free agency and the draft. Looking at this offensive line, is that still a concern for you, Brenden?
Yeah. You have Terrence Steele, which I still – starting right tackle. Now, I'm not even going to get in the debate like, oh, he should move around. No. But he's coming off a major injury, so there's always a scare there. Biadasz is doing good, but I still think he's a little weak against big nose tackles with Philly. And Tyron Smith, who knows how long he's going to play. I think you honestly, you go sign a left guard, let Tyler play at left tackle, and just keep Tyron on his bench, honestly. He can come in every now and then, but he goes down, your offense is just completely shut for a little bit, and then they learn the groove back, and then they start doing something. But right when they lose Tyron Smith, everyone just gets like demoralized. Like, well, cool, we can't do anything left. We're just gonna go that way. Cool, and now the entire defense knows.
So, question, because that kind of leads into this perfectly. Let's assume they believe Chuba Edoga is that veteran guard. That's what they believe. So they're not going to get another one, right? So that's your guy.
Dalton Risner?
So this is who you have right now. They got their guard. They believe in Edoga. These are the guys you got to line up with. Give me your 5 starting linemen. This is the group. You got to do it.
The only reason I wouldn't start Tyron is if you can sign Dalton Risner. I don't know why he's still on the market. I would love him, but you're saying he can't be signed.
They hate Dalton Risner. They think Dalton Risner is the worst guard in the world. They refuse to sign him. Give me your 5.
Okay, well then I can't sign Dalton, which that was my main goal. But if I can't sign him, it's got to be Tyron, Tyler Biadasz, of course the Hall of Famer Zach Martin and Terrence Steele. Like, I want Tyron Smith. He needs to retire Cowboy. Let him retire next year. But like, if I could, give me Dalton Risner, man. It's not that difficult. You can get the vet men.
Once Tyron goes down, we can call Dalton Risner. So like
so week 2? I was like, so week 2
of the preseason.
Don't jinx this, man. Wow. Tyron catching strays out here. Okay, so
Tyron. I hope he's healthy all year and is awesome.
I agree.
Of course, I think everybody does. So outside of signing Dalton Risner, what would you do if Tyron were to go down, Brenden?
First off, you throw Tyler at left tackle immediately. Like, you don't second guess anything. You just throw Tyler out there. I didn't like the pick. He played great, but you're gonna have to throw Matt Farniak or Chuma Edoga at left guard.
Give me someone. Let's go.
You want that 6'8" frame at guard? I know he's been having a great camp.
I just a tackle, but I'm a let's go guy. I'm a
I've seen that.
Donovan Wilson before, and like Tyler Biadasz, who weirdly now I become the anti-Biadasz. I was the Biadasz guy when everybody was trying to bring in Farniak and bring in the undrafted free agents we signed, and I was like, well, Biadasz.
Lindstrom.
And now I'm telling everybody like, well, I'm not going to re-sign Biadasz. Like, I like him, but not enough to pay him. And now I'm like the anti-Biadasz. And I was like, hey, wait a minute. That was Mike. I'm the one that stood on the table and said, no. We're playing Biadasz. He's getting better. And now when I'm like, he's kind of like Dalton Schultz for me. he was fine. I don't mind him starting out there. Just when it's time to pay him, you go ahead and go on. You're replaceable. We'll replace you. But now I feel anti.
You need to see the market. If he's not asking for terribly much, if he's asking like 3 years, like 25, not 25, more like 30, 33 mil, sign me up. But if he's asking like, oh, hey, I want to be the top center. No, you're not.
We might not have seen his best either. You know what I mean? He might still have another tier to go up.
I would hope so. I would totally hope so. I miss Frederick.
He looks bigger. And
he played well last year, man.
He played really well. Played very well. I agree. Oh, sorry, it's me. I got talking about other stuff. What do you think? So I got on my own thing like I was the guest on the show. What's Dallas missing right now to keep them from being a Super Bowl contender? Whoever you consider your top 4 teams, what does it take for Dallas to break into those top 4 and become a Super Bowl contender?
You would think it's like, go trade for this player, go sign this, or I go fix this position. It's to stay healthy and don't shoot themselves in the foot. Like, seriously, that's all they do. We should have, if you watch that San Fran film, there's so many times we drop an interception. There's a penalty, holding penalty. We go back. We shoot ourselves in the foot so many times. Turpin misses it a wide punt where he can take it up to the house. We could have easily won that and be in the NFC Championship game, and the Philly can't talk unless they absolutely destroy us like they did, San Fran. But it's just don't shoot yourself in the foot. They've done that every year I've been alive.
Yeah, and while I blame the front office for this, we all know I'm a Dak guy. Dak was missing T.Y. Hilton all game. And a lot of it's because they couldn't get chemistry because they only played a couple weeks together.
Even at 30 and 30.
That trust, And but to be fair, you all know I love Dak. He's a top 10 guy. But he was T.Y. Hilton was open all game, and they weren't on a wavelength. And so he was missing them. And, like you said, shoot yourself in the foot.
Well, you got to think, though, like, first off, his connection with Gallup is second to none. It's beautiful to watch he gave up in that game. That comeback route, he threw that easy interception on the left side of the field. Gallup just stopped running. Easy jump. It's just like, what are you doing? I know you're not healthy. Then get it off the field. If you're that scared to get hurt, get off the field. I don't care about your talent. Turpin would have ran harder than that on that route. And that'd terrify me. That's a comeback route to Turpin. But yeah, so you just gotta stop shooting yourselves in the foot and stay healthy. It's super.
I like that answer.
Jordan, our guy Jordan Stock wants to say what's up, guys. Jordan, always, man, we appreciate you as always, sir. Thank you for stopping by.
The show stock just went up.
Yes, sir. It's always Super Bowl or bust for Cowboys, and of course, rival fan bases always want to throw lack of Super Bowls in our faces, Brenden. But when you think about this McCarthy regime, who is the biggest to blame, or who deserves the most blame for a lack of a Super Bowl under McCarthy? Is it Dak? Is it McCarthy himself, or is it Steven and Jerry Jones?
I think most of it, besides this offseason, it's been mainly Steven and Jerry because they haven't gotten the talent. And also, they traded Amari Cooper for a 5th. That's easy, that's easy malpractice there. But it's been McCarthy. Like, he has some great plays. His time management, though, from 2020 to now has been awful. It's been like everyone makes fun of Andy Reid, but Andy Reid's more creative. So he'll get a crazy play, a 7-yard easy touchdown. We had to march down the field and why do we have 15 seconds left? Oh, yeah, because you use your timeouts before the 2-minute warning. So now we have nothing. So, and also that play with Zeke at center. Yikes.
Also, you could blame him for not, he's the head coach. He should be telling Kellen Moore, listen, this is my show. In the end, it's my show. And, you could say you wasted 2 years maybe of him not going, let's go. We're going to do this the way I want to do it, So I don't mind that answer. Y'all know I'm all Joneses. Oh, yeah.
That's most Cowboy fans.
Oh, God. All right, so grade the Cowboys offseason so far. The free agency, the draft, everything you've seen in training camp. What you got?
Are we comparing it to the recent years of the Cowboys, or are we comparing it to this NFL offseason from teams?
You choose.
Oh, if it goes by Cowboys recency, this is an A+. Like, they did something. we got players that we shouldn't have gotten, and we did it. But I think normally I'd say this is like a B plus. Like it's nothing too crazy. This is not like we're not getting a surefire like Hall of Fame. Like, oh, we got Aaron Donald via a trade or whatever. We didn't, but we did get extremely better.
Yeah.
Yeah, we drafted Aaron Donald, according to one person who saw him lift weights.
I love hyping up players. If Monty turns into Aaron Donald, dude, yeah. But why would you put that pressure on a rookie? Like, why are you expecting that?
And only because he lifted weights. Like, can he play a snap maybe before we compare him to the greatest defensive tackle of all time, or at least up there? You know,
I think he is. He's been a monster. But if he someone turns into it, dude, you can come back to this, Meg. Y'all are all dumb. And I'll take it. I'll take it. But right now, he's a rookie. He hasn't played one snap. If he put pads on.
Aaron Donald. If he's half of Aaron Donald, I'm extremely happy. I'm unbelievably happy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Sign me up in a heartbeat.
All right, Brenden, I'm curious. Cowboys Twitter is quite a big community. Who are your top 3 favorite Dallas Cowboys accounts to follow?
Of course, me and Paul are 1 and 2, but minus us.
Of course. Dude, this community is so great. Like this community is so slept on. But I think of course there's a variety of what people do. But I think you gotta go Jay Tuck. That man is phenomenal in what he does.
Jay Tuck.
I love Kelly. Dude, you troll. Dude, Kelly trolls.
Ultimate.
He trolls. And I either gotta go William Spencer, or I gotta go Mike Tagg. Yeah, I either gotta go William Spencer or Mike Tagg because Mike Tagg is hyped. I would love to be in a locker room with that guy.
Bro, I was late to the party on Mike, and when I started seeing his hype videos, I was like, I gotta watch this because I started to see Cowboys from a work perspective. And I wouldn't get too pumped up about it because I was already thinking like, okay, well, if they win like this, I'll put this. If they lose like this, then you put on Mike's hype video and you're like, F this fucking laptop. Let's go. I'm ready.
Can we talk about his man cave?
He's great.
Can we talk about his man cave and just how legendary it is? Like I got a couple jerseys. I got more signatures on the wall and stuff, which is cool. But dude. It is the greatest thing I've ever seen.
He's legit, especially if you're going like straight one team, like just this is my Cowboys man cave. I've never seen anything like him. His stuff is awesome. He has a pod too. Shout out to his pod or a YouTube show.
Kelly.
Yeah, where he's on with where he shows man caves and stuff.
It's like the man cave.
Man caves, yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
There's so much fun, man.
They are.
I love talking to Kelly on Twitter. It's so much fun.
He is. He's the best.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir. We got to hear the legend behind the name. That was a good story offline. So that was a cool experience too.
Yeah, that was having that. We had all the Mike Tagg's been on. Kelly Canine's been
Kelly's
on.
been on.
Hype, obviously. Hype. Fine. We've been on his. He
hasn't been on ours.
What, for real? Will hasn't?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
We went on his more than once then, right?
I've never been on his. I think you have. I was supposed to go on his for fantasy.
Mike, what's going on? Mike, what's going on, man?
I thought for sure because we had like a rivalry, friendly rivalry back and forth, and we made him change his user tag name. That's kind of how Nice and Easy started. Was that it's like, well, my tag name's so easy, CD Piglet, easy. You know, and then you go to his, and it was like capital H with an underscore, and I'm like, no, dude, ain't nobody. I try to shout him out like 3 straight episodes, and I'm like, I can't remember his name. All right, I don't know his tag name. Make it easier. And then finally, he went on his show, and he was like, they're giving me crap, this and that, and he changed his username to make it more easy and simple to find, so that I could shout it out on the podcast.
Yeah, that was a good time, man. That was year 1 of the show. Good time, sir.
Man, it was beautiful.
Also, shout out to Nick Hara. That man's funny.
That's funny. He was almost in your spot, but a permanent. When this started, he was going to be the third person.
2 separate times.
It's not a bad pick though. I love being on here. I'm so thankful for being on here. Nick's never gonna be a bad pick. I can't say anything to that.
The funniest thing is I don't think we've ever had him on though.
Yeah, we have. He was on Cowboys Beef.
It would have been so much better if we never had him on. Because it's like, yeah, he was almost our third co-host, but F that guy. He went and got a good job and had a family. What a jerk.
That would work with your Twitter beef so well, Mike. That would work with your Twitter beef so well.
That would have been great.
Speaking of beef.
Speaking of beef, yes! Yeah. You beat me to it.
All right, Brenden, here we are. You get a chance to squash your beef. You'll have 2 to 5 minutes to squash any beef you have with maybe Jerry and or Stephen Jones, any current or former Cowboys coach and or player, a Cowboys Twitter account, or if you don't have any beef at all, maybe you can give Cowboys Nation a pep talk and get us ready for the season here.
No, I've had some hate. I'm a Cowboy. I'm a normal sports fan. There's some players. Honestly, after seeing this injury after injury, I can't believe it's. I miss Doug Free a little bit. I miss Doug Free. Yeah. No, he'll show you the greatest block on like first or second down, and you're screaming like that's awesome, and you'll just get beat, and then Romo's just on the ground on his back. I'm like, why are you here? Like no one wants you. Like what? You don't need to be here. There's nothing you need. There's that. I love Cheeto Ozier. That man can never turn his head around. Never. He's doing so much better in Cincy. I'm so happy about it. I love the pick when we drafted him. Dude. He could have had so many interceptions on this team if he just turned his head around. All you see is his arms up like this, and then nothing happened. And you're like, why? Why would you do that to me?
Yeah, everybody says that Byron Jones is the anti-Trayvon Diggs, but really Cheeto Awuzie Trayvon Diggs. Sorry. Continue.
Sorry. Go ahead, Brenden. No. I was going to say I'm not sure we've ever had anybody have beef with former players, so that's a new one.
Hey, I've seen a lot, man, and I've seen a lot of awful teams. So
Yeah.
I felt so good having Byron on the outside, Cheeto on the other, and then Jordan Lewis on the inside. I felt so good. I'm like, oh, this is it. We have our secondary. We don't got to do anything. Great.
The defensive tackle was the problem there. Defensive, there's nothing they can do when teams are running for 273 on you right up the middle.
You just made me think of the Browns game. Why would you make me do that? Why would you make me do that, Mike? I was at work and I was cussing up a storm everywhere.
That was honestly worse. Yeah. Like Dak dragging them back. Oh God.
Oh man.
Honestly though, I think the thing I do need to squash, at least for this season, the Joneses did shut me up. I was begging. I'm like, just fill some holes. Stop saying like, oh, we're gonna re-sign him in time. We're gonna talk about fucking Jerry's pie. I've heard that so much. I'm 20. I don't need to be like know these sayings that well about with players. But they're finally if they can hopefully re-sign some players in the offseason during training camp. That's what I want. But they finally, like I said earlier, they made the trades for Stephon Gilmore, Brandon Cooks. They brought back Hankins. They never would have brought back Hankins previously. They never would. They would have laughed at defensive tackle. I'm like, okay, cool, have fun. We don't need you. And then you get ran on right up the middle by Jalen Hurts and you cry.
They'd have never even brought in Hankins.
Yeah, that first 7th round pick. Like seriously, give me that all day. The only problem is I don't know if it's the Joneses or Will McClay. I know me and Paul talked about this earlier. Or it is Will McClay finally getting more power. That man's the brains behind that front office, I believe.
Yeah.
So is he finally like getting his way? Finally, like, you know what? I'm tired of this team not doing well. Or Jerry's like, dude, I don't got much time left on this earth. I kind of need to do something now. Or Steven will just run this team into the ground. I don't know. I'm hopeful, but I've got my heart broken before.
You want to know something crazy? In like the last 3 years, the Cowboys have invested 9 top 100 picks in the defensive line, including Jonathan Hankins.
And what does DQ? What did DQ teach before he became a defensive coordinator? D-line.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, he got Osa. He's got Sam. I think Dorrance is on his way out. I think Sam Williams took his job, but that's whatever. You got Dorrance. He didn't get Dorrance, but he worked up Dorrance. D-Law's playing like an animal again. The 3 sacks against the Giants was just so much fun to watch. And then, of course, we got Micah. I don't care much about Dante Fowler. Cool, we brought him back. Sweet. I don't know. Doesn't do much, but honestly, they did shut me up, though. I'm very much pleased with where we are, and it's only July. So
I think Dante Fowler becomes he had 27 something like that % of the snaps and got 6 sacks. I think he goes down to around 18-20%. He becomes more specialized so that Sam Williams could get more sacks, but he's also he's a good guy to sneakily give some people some rest. Like limit Tank's snaps, limit Sam Williams. I know it sounds crazy, but in his second year, don't kill him like you did Osa, where he was just done by the end of the year. Mm-hmm. Let Dante Fowler come in, and we're all going to be annoyed like, man, put Sam Williams out there. But thinking long term, we want Sam Williams at his best week 16, 17 playoffs. So, he could be a solid rotational guy.
I just don't want Dante Fowler to be like the reason, like, oh, wait, we feel comfortable. Micah can play more linebacker. Micah's going to play everywhere. We already know this. DQ's going to throw him every which way possible. You might even see him at safety at one point. I wouldn't be shocked. But don't let that be the reason, like, oh, we feel comfortable with Micah at linebacker. Micah's good at linebacker. He's good. He's so good on the edge. And he's like 250, 255 now.
He's game-changing on the edge.
And he's still faster than Deuce Vaughn, which is probably like my most quiet favorite pick, like almost every Cowboy fan. So
I love Deuce Vaughn.
That like 20-yard shuttle, whatever they did.
If they had Kellen Moore, I wouldn't love that pick. But with throw it to the running back Schottenheimer, love it.
I hope Turpin gets a bigger role too. I'm a TCU fan, so he's the only person I've been able to watch do anything, and now he's on Dallas. I actually have a Turpin jersey. That's my new jersey I wear everywhere. So I'm hopeful that he can actually finally do something.
Probably gonna see
his name.
Too many Turpin jerseys around, so that's a good one, man.
He's the only player I was able to watch in college actually do something. TCU was not fun back then. After Trayvon Boykin happened, nothing else happened. So it just hurt my soul until last year. Last year was super fun, but
Yeah.
I quietly.
All right, here we are, Brenden. We're wrapping things up, but before we do, give us your bold call, but make it a Cowboys edition. What's a bold take? Maybe a stat prediction or something you might seem crazy to others, but that you think will come true.
I think no. If Ferguson stays a starter, he'll be second in team receptions.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Oh, you got to think. Dak loves Schultz. Schultz dropped the ball a lot. Those end zone drops pain my soul. But if he can get on the same page with Ferguson, they got to pay attention to Lamb, Gallup, and Cooks. Let Fergie just go up the middle, or let him be a safety blanket and let him make some moves. He's done it before. I think he might have a monster year if he stays starter.
Sneaky stat here. Ferguson's catch percentage was like almost 87%.
Dude, he's so
I think
good.
Dalton Schultz was in the 60s.
The drop that makes me think of the most is the Jags game where Dak threw it perfectly. Schultz, it was a hard catch. Like, he threw it right above the helmet, but Schultz goes like this, and it just bounces off his hand. Like, how do you – like, you're want to get paid. How do you do this? Like,
replaceable player. If you watch, once Cooper Rush came in, he just didn't do a lot. And he's a solid player, everything, but he's not a player you pay. He isn't.
Yeah.
And you know who played decently with Rush? Ferguson. He made some moves. Nothing crazy. No one on offense did anything crazy with Rush. Fergie made some moves.
Yeah. I'll give you one real quick.
Yeah.
I'll give you one real quick. I got Michael Gallup leading the wide receivers in touchdowns this season.
If he's healthy, that jump ball. If he's healthy, that jump ball's gonna be nasty. But I think Lamb's gonna kill him the slot.
That's what makes it a fun hot take, because if he becomes the red zone, he's getting one-on-one, put it up to him, and he becomes the guy that gets the crap coverages, he's got a shot. And like you said, Brenden, they have a connection like none other on that team. So that's my little sneaky. If I get that one right, I look like a genius type hot take.
Give me 2019 Gallup. Give me 2019 Gallup with this offense. Whew.
Nasty.
Man. Fun.
All right, Brenden, I know you've got some things in the works, but before we let you go, can you talk to anybody about maybe are you creating any content, and maybe doing any writing for sites, or talk to us about what you've got in the works as far as content wise and where we can find it?
Right now, I don't have anything because I'm still I'm learning. I'm trying to learn from everybody. I've been talking to y'all. I've been talking to Kelly. I've been talking to Jay Tuck, who I did, even though he beat me in Madden, I beat him in Madden the first time. So Tuck, never forget that. But no, right now I'm just learning. I've been talking to my buddy. We might be doing some just normal gaming content. Of course, I want to talk about Cowboys and all that, but just getting out there, just having fun. Like I was talking to you, Paul, and all that. But who knows? Hopefully, I could be writing soon. It's my passion. I love the Cowboys. I love everything football, sports. Now I'm trying to get more into baseball and basketball, but I love football. I've loved it ever since I was little.
If you had a choice, would you rather? You can do one successfully. You pick. Would you rather be a successful Cowboys podcaster or a successful Cowboys writer?
Dude, that's a tough question. Podcast is way more fun, because you can just shoot around, just bounce everything. The only thing that gets me, of course, I'm still a kid at heart. If you're a writer, you can get in to do interviews with players and stuff. Like get into the locker room. If I could do that, if I could see just like Dak sitting in his locker, dude, I'd be on the moon. Like I'd be freaking out. So I think just because of that, I gotta say writer. But I love this is so much fun. I've seen y'all do this. I've seen other people. It's so much fun. But I gotta take it. You can go higher with that. New media podcasts are getting more popular. So
yeah,
who knows?
Yeah, who knows? Maybe you'll be like me and do both.
I would love it. I would love it.
I don't.
Mike humble as always.
I meant laughing hysterically, successfully doing both. That's what I meant. Which is
Well, Mike, can you believe it? We had a guest on and we're under an hour, sir.
I can't. Because he's young. He's got shit to do. He ain't trying to talk all day. Give him let's go.
I can talk to y'all all. I can talk to y'all all day. Y'all are super fun.
It's great, man.
Hey, Brenden, man,
we talked about it for a while.
I'm
glad we got to have you on.
Mm-hmm. Also, we were having fun before the show too. That was pretty fun.
Yes, sir. Well, Brenden, again, I can't thank you enough for coming on. Before we get you out of here, remind the people they can find you on Twitter, sir.
At Brenden_Smith26. Thanks, guys, for having me. It's been a blast.
Yes, sir. Mike, remind the people they can find you on Twitter.
I just noticed you scroll plug talk across the bottom, and because I'm older and have just a horribly dirty mind, I'm like, plug talk, huh? All right, guys, check out other plug talk on at CD Piglet on Twitter. Letter C, letter D, Piglet. Nice and easy.
Guys, I'm Paul Ryan. You can find me on Twitter at Paul_Ryan15. We appreciate you joining us, and we'll see you guys next week.
Tell you about my